I'm looking back at the albums I heard growing up, not the big ones like Pearl or Piper at the Gates of Dawn, just deeper cuts. So here are the albums that made me. In 1979, the Allman Brothers received their first Grammy nomination for Best Rock Instrumental Performance for the song Pegasus from their album Enlighten Rogues. The winner that year was Paul McCartney for Rockestra Theme. The other nominees were Frank Zappa's Rat Tomago, Night of the Living Dregs by Dixie Dregs, and High Gear by Neil Larsen. And for many of you watching this, I think probably Neil Larsen is the one of those five that you are least familiar with. But for me growing up, Neil Larsen was someone I heard a ton starting at about age 5. Neil and guitarist Buzzy Featon had a band in the early 70s called Full Moon that caught the attention of members of my extended family to the point that, in 1975, both of them were hired to be part of Greg Allman's band. In 1977, Neil wrote the song Grand Larceny, which appears on the first Sea Level album, and is in fact my favorite song on that album. So it's little wonder that in 1979, my mom snatched up a copy of his new album High Gear and began playing it quite a bit. And after I started trying to learn guitar using my mom's record collection, High Gear became a high watermark for me. Buzzy Featon's playing on this album was so precise and thoughtful, but still had intention, right? Honestly, there's a lot of similarity between his work and that of Jimmy Knowles from Sea Level. Both were huge influences on my style of playing. And for me, honestly, I think that High Gear is one of the most criminally overlooked albums maybe ever. I mean, for starters, check out the lineup. Aside from Larsen and Featon, there's Steve Gadd, Abraham Laboriel Sr., Joe Farrell, Michael Brecker, Lenny Castro, Ricky Lee Jones. This is a stacked album with memorable songs. But despite all that and a Grammy nomination, it's largely been out of print for the past 3 decades. Though thankfully it's shown up recently on the streaming services. The standout tracks for me are Di Moneta and This Time Tomorrow. Final analysis, is this an album I still like? Love, love, love this album. Is this an album I still spin regularly? Yes. Would I recommend High Gear? Goodness, yes. Please listen to this one if you haven't heard it already.